Greetings again. Today I'm going to explain the ratio analysis, which is basically not an accounting process, but it's a part of financial management, and it shows how the finance is to be managed by the companies. So the primary goal of financial management is to maximize shareholders' wealth, and it is not an accounting measure such as net income on earnings per share. However, accounting data influence stock prices, and these data can be used to see only a company and why a company is performing the way it is and where it is heading. So I'm going to give you small equations and common equations which will be handful for those who are appearing for the final exam in few days. So let's continue. If you have any question, please do not hesitate to ask on comment box or contact me directly. So next, I'm going to speak of the accounting ratios. If management is to maximize a firm's value, so if the management wants to maximize its firm value, it must take advantages of the firm strength and correct its weaknesses. So financial analysis involve comparing the firm's performance to that of other firms in the same industry, performing the same way, and also evaluating the trends in the firm's financial position. And the topic ratio analysis, which helps us evaluate financial statement. I have divided the ratios in 5 categories. As you can see here in the chart, number 1 is liquidity ratio, number 2 is asset management ratio, number 3 debt management ratio, number 4 profitability ratio, and finally market value ratio. The first one is liquidity ratio. So as you can see the liquidity ratio, I have given the details here. The liquidity ratio gives us an idea of the firm's ability to pay off the debt that are maturing within a year. Commonly used liquidity ratios are: number 1 is current ratio. As you can see here, current ratio is equal to current asset by current liability. Current ratio helps and indicates the extent to which current liabilities are covered by those assets expected to be converted to cash in near future. Then comes quick or acid test ratio, which is, you can see, current asset minus inventories by current liability. And this ratio measures the firm's ability to pay off short-term obligations without relying on the sale of inventories. Now, I'm going to show you the asset management ratio. As you can see here, these are a set of ratio that measures are how effectively a firm is managing its assets. Commonly used assets management ratio are: number 1 is inventory turnover ratio. As you can see, the formula says in turnover by inventory, and inventory turnover ratio shows how many times the particular asset is turned over. Next comes debt sale outstanding, which is receivable by average sale per day. It represents the average length of time the firm must wait after making a sale before receiving cash. Number C, you can see here, fixed asset turnover ratio, which is turnover by net fixed asset, which measures how effectively the firm uses its fixed asset. Then comes D, number D, total asset turnover ratio, which is equal turnover by total asset. It measures the turnover of all the firm's asset. Now I'm going to give you the rest of the ratios. Number 3, part 3, the debt management ratio. These are a set of ratios that measures how effectively a firm manages its debt. As you can see here, number 1 is debt ratio, which is total debt by total asset, percentage of funds provided by creditors. Number B, you can see time interest earned ratio, okay, which is equal to EBIT by interest charge. EBIT full form is earning before interest and tax. The TIE ratio measures the extent to which operating income can decline before the firm is unable to meet its annual interest cost. Failure to pay interest, which will bring legal action by the firm's creditors. Next comes debt equity ratio, which is equal to total debt by total equity. And then EBI TDA coverage. It is another important ratio used by most of the firms today, which is equal to EBI TDA plus lease payment by interest plus principal amount plus lease payment. And EBI TDA means earning before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization. Then I will discuss the number 4, profitability ratio. Profitability ratio are a group of ratio that shows the combined effect of liquidity, asset management, and debt management on operating result. So the first profitability ratio is, as you can see, operating margin is equal to EBIT by turnover. It measures operating income or EBIT per dollar of sale. Then you can see here profitability margin, which is net income by turnover. It measures net income per dollar of sale. Next, you can see return on asset, which is equal to net income by total asset. The result shows, if the result shows the better or higher, then it's good. So the result should be, and obviously better to have a higher return than industry average. Then comes basic earning power, which is EBIT by total asset. This ratio indicates the ability to the firm's asset to generate operating income. Then return on common equity, as you can see, net income by common equity. Stockholder expect to earn a return on their money, and this ratio tells how well they are doing in accounting scene. And finally, return on invested capital. As you can see, the formula says EBIT into 1 minus T by total invested capital. The numerator shows the after-tax operating income the company generates for its investors, and the denominator shows the money investors have put up. The result shows the rate of return on the total invested capital. Now I'm going to go to the fifth and final part, which is market value ratio. These ratios are related the finance stock price and firm's stock to its earning and book value per share. As you can see, the first one is price earning ratio is equal to price per share by earning per share, which is also known as EPS. This ratio shows the dollar amount involved will pay for each dollar, which is $1 of current earning. Next comes market book ratio. As you can see here, the formula says market price per share by book value per share, where book value per share is equal to common equity by share outstanding. The ratio of a stock market price is to its book value gives another indication of how investor regard the company. Companies that are well regarded by investor, which means the low risk and high growth and have high market book ratio. So these are the basic ratios as I discussed. Now I'm going to give you the dew point analysis. What is dew point analysis or dew point equation? It is a formula that shows the rate of return on equity can be found as the product of profit margin, total asset turnover, and the equity multiplier. It shows the relationships among asset management, debt management, and profitability ratios. As you can see the formula here, ROE is equal to, ROE is return on earning, ROA into equity multiplier. ROA is equal to profit margin into total asset turnover, and profit margin is equal to net income by turnover, and total asset turnover is equal to turnover by total asset, while equity multiplier is equal to total asset by total equity. So hope you are getting clear. Now I'm going to give you another uncommon fact, which is economic value added. If this fact is out of your syllabus, then please ignore. Economic value added, it is the measurement of the how much management has added to shareholders' wealth during a given period. It measures the how much the management added the shareholders' wealth. So you can see here, economic value added is equal to EBIT into 1 minus T, which is 1 minus tax, minus within bracket total investor capital into after tax cost of capital, bracket closed. Now I'm going to discuss the connection between economic value added and return on earning. Economic value added reflects the cost of equity as well as cost of debt. Economic value added depends on three factors: rate of return as reflected on return on earning, risk which affects the cost of equity, and size which is measured by the equity employed. As you can see, economic value added is equal to equity into rate of earning, return of earning minus cost of equity. Shareholder value depends on risk, return, and capital invested. So these three key point shareholders value. This final equation which I have just given, EVA equal to equity into rate of return of earning minus cost of equity. This final equation illustrates the points which I just said, that shareholders value mainly risk, return, and capital invested. So these are the basic fundamentals of ratio, accounting ratio. If you have any question, please do not hesitate to ask on comment box or contact me directly. Okay, thanks for watching.